guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'm gonna make a felt board and show you guys exactly how I do it. It's really easy to make. So the materials I used is a picture frame, and this one I got from Dollar Tree for $1 obviously. It's more like a canvas photo frame and it has a little clip, so there's no glass to it. And then I used the hot glue gun, and that's gonna be for putting together the foam pieces. And instead of using felt, I decided to use velvet only because I had some extra velvet fabric. You could get them at any craft store, possibly Walmart or Amazon. And you will also need some scissors and some letters. Of course, I got my letters from Amazon. And you could also get the letters from AliExpress as well. It's a little cheaper there, but the shipping, it takes a while to ship. So I have the link in the description, by the way, for the font and everything I use. And then you're gonna need a foam board, and I got mine from Dollar Tree. So the first step for me was to take off the clip. And you could go ahead and skip this part if you don't have to deal with the clip, but this part was a little tricky because it was kind of hard for me to take off the clip. I knew somehow I had to take the back part and the front part apart, but it was kind of hard to do so. Maybe I didn't have the right tools, but the easiest way I found was to use a scissor and kind of like stick it in between the clip and the board that it was attached to. I didn't really show you guys because I was busy fiddling with it while I was watching Netflix, but it did make a hole in my board, but that's fine because I'm gonna cover up anyways. So the next step is to cut out the foam strips, and all you really need is a ruler, possibly a pencil if you want to mark it where you need to cut it. Instead of using a scissor, I found it so much easier to use a box cutter. But whatever is easiest for you guys. So the size I cut mine was maybe about like 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bigger, but it was definitely smaller than 1/2 inch. I mean, it's really up to you how big you want yours and how big your foam litter is. So when measuring the foam to make sure it fits in the frame correctly, I decided to leave the frame as it was to make sure I get the exact measurement instead of taking the back part off, because you're gonna need to glue the foam onto the backboard. So I wanted to make sure the border of the frame was there so I can make sure it was exactly the measurement I needed. Now, one thing I forgot to do before I started cutting the foam pieces was to paint the border white, because I wanted the outside of the borders to be white, so kind of have that white and black minimalist kind of look to it. For the paint, it's some home decor sample paint that I got from Home Depot, and I did a few coats on this one, maybe about 3 coats, just to make sure it was totally white and no black was showing. And I let it dry between 30 minutes to maybe an hour between each coats. Also, I forgot to put tape on the inside of the borders. So some of the tape got on the inside of the borders, and I want the inside borders to be black. So what I did was use a damp toilet paper. You could use maybe a napkin or a towel as well. I just got it a little damp and kind of rubbed it off. But if you do that, make sure the top coating is dry. So make sure all your paint is dry. If not, then you might take off some of the wet paint. And then after I was done, I went ahead and started putting the foam pieces on it. And like I mentioned, I just used hot glue to glue the foam onto the backboard. I decided to skip the process because it's really simple. All you have to do is just glue the foam pieces on the backboard. It's really simple. The trickiest part is putting the velvet on, and instead of putting on the whole frame together, I decided to just put the velvet on the backboard itself. To put the creases in between each foam, I used a jewelry tag, and you could possibly use anything that's thin. I tried it with the pencil and it works too. It's just because the tag is a lot skinnier and it's easier to slide the tag through each line. Maybe a credit card could work as well. And once that was done, I went ahead and attached the frame to the backboard. And this part was a little tricky because of the velvet. It kind of makes the frame itself a little bulky, so it's kind of hard to kind of stick that backboard back into the frame, but you really have to push it in, and of course make sure you put the little snaps button thing together at the back, you know, to make sure it's closed and everything. And I had to cut off the excess fabric because I didn't want to cut it before I stick the fabric onto the foam board. I mean onto the foam, because I wanted to make sure I had enough fabric instead of cutting it, and then I ended up, you know, cutting too much, because you're gonna need to leave a little bit extra fabric to make sure you have enough for all the pieces to go inside. And that's pretty much it. It's really easy, really simple. It does take some work, especially when you're putting the fabric into the creases. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time, but I'm really glad at how this came out, and I can't wait to use it for my Instagram photos. Anyways, so make sure to subscribe if you want more DIY. I don't know how much more DIY I'm gonna make, but I know I am making more fashion videos. I have 3 haul videos that I'm working on. It's Shein, Forever 21, and Lulu's. I may put them all together in one video or do separate. I don't know yet. I'm planning on doing a outfit challenge as well, and possibly collab with other YouTubers. I have a bunch of video ideas and I'm still working on them, and I hope you guys look forward to them. So be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified when my videos are up. And be sure to follow me on Instagram too, because I usually do sneak peeks on my Instagram stories about my YouTube videos. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments if you tried it and if it worked out for you. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!